Everybody, Kristen here and welcome back to my channel. If you're just in the middle of healthy living, then stick around. I'm sharing a little bit on specific tips that I have on overcoming cluttering rut. So I would define a cluttering rut as any time where you're decluttering or you're trying to minimize, get rid of things, donate things, and you just get stuck. At that point, you aren't gaining momentum, you are procrastinating, making excuses. You've just stopped or given up altogether. Some ways in which I have worked on overcoming decluttering ruts is number one is by taking breaks. This is instrumental in the decluttering process. You can't declutter for hours, days, months on end and not take a break. You need those scheduled breaks. You need time to do other things because decluttering is a lot of work mentally and physically and emotionally. And knowing that, you need to create a plan of attack and create break times of things that you can do that are going to kind of fill up that cup, whether that's the emotional cup, physical cup, mental cup. Okay. One thing for me is like going out and taking a walk, eating a healthy meal, doing something that's going to replenish and make me feel good, and then coming back and tackling that closet or that bedroom or that kitchen that needs care. Second tip is to break up by room or by type of item. So for example, on Monday, I'm going to declutter my guest bedroom. And I'm going to focus on closet, or maybe I'm going to specifically focus on blankets in the closet, right? I'm focusing on a specific room, a specific section of the room, and or a specific type of object or category of objects. That reduces overwhelm and also helps me just tackle my space more successfully and gain momentum in order to continue going versus just giving up. And you can do the same thing, instead of decluttering every single dresser or drawer in your space, in your house, in your apartment, wherever you live, declutter one drawer in your bedroom or one dresser in your bedroom, whatever feels attainable, whatever is going to work for you in the amount of time that you have. Do that and focus on your wins. Third thing is to break up your decluttering into stages. A lot of times I will start off with like paper clutter, trash first, and then kind of go from there. I'll do like clothes, shoes, and then I'll do like sentimental items, pictures, things like that last. So you want to start off with something that's going to be the easiest to declutter, and then from there work your way up, because otherwise you're going to lose traction and you're going to just feel exhausted and overwhelmed. You have to start with the easy things first in order to gain that momentum and step up that ladder, up those stairs. Again, this is a process, right? Like this minimalism is not something that you're just going to achieve and be done. It is a lifelong journey and process. I continue to declutter and I'm going to continue to declutter for the rest of my life, but I'm accumulating less. I have items in my space that bring me true value, and that's really what matters. The fourth tip is to establish a home or a place for every single item that you bring in your home. To be honest, this is probably one of the greatest tips that I've ever learned and implemented in my decluttering journey. Prevent me from impulse purchasing. It helped prevent me to really think about, how is this item that I'm gonna purchase, if I'm thinking about purchasing it, going to fit in my space? Does it fit with my space? Is there a spot for it? Am I going to use it? Is it going to bring me value? Well, if it doesn't have a spot, it's a no-go. I immediately don't even think about it. Initially, yes, I do in that split moment of impulsivity, but after that, it's like, I'm not going to get it because I have nowhere to put it. It doesn't have a designated spot. And then I start asking myself some of those additional questions to challenge that thought, that impulse. Why am I really purchasing this? Is it just because I'm feeling in my emotions, because I'm sad, because I want to get that dopamine cortisol kind of kick? Tip number 5 is the 1 in, 1 out rule. I'm sure you guys have heard of this if you know anything about minimalism, but basically, if I'm purchasing something in a particular category or purchasing something, I have to get rid of something in a similar category. So if I'm purchasing another sweater, I have to get rid of a sweater. If I'm purchasing a candle, I have to get rid of or use up a candle. And so it's this idea of learning how to give to other people, but also learning to not just accumulate as our culture tells us, but to really think critically and evaluate, do I really need this item? And if I do, then I have to get rid of something else. My 6th tip is to to create a decluttering checklist. This just helps in order to put boundaries and also to just have a plan of attack. A realistic plan of attack, right? We don't want to have 20 items on this list, but we want to keep it attainable. Use that SMART goals. Keep it very specific, okay? Keep it very measurable. Keep it very attainable. Keep it very realistic, right? You want to create goals that you can achieve and feel confident in achieving and mastering. Kind of have a checklist in general of like every 4 seasons. So fall, spring, winter, summer. I will declutter at the beginning of that season from the previous season. So for example, I will declutter my summer items and go through them when it hits fall. So for me, that's probably middle of September. I'll do a video like that. Is just creating a general checklist of, you know, maybe you donate your like decluttering bin that you have in your home that you put things in. Maybe you declutter once a month, you bring that bin to Goodwill to donate, or once a month you post something on Poshmark or on a site that sells used thrifted items. You know, coming up with a checklist that works for you. This is how often I'm going to do it, and these are the items that I'm going to declutter. So the 7th tip is to have fun and enjoy the process. Make it fun. Buy fun like organizing bins if that's your thing. Find some thrifted baskets from Goodwill or from the thrift store that you can organize with. Use like cups or other items that you already have, or shoe boxes, and decorate them and use them to like organize things. You create like a fun little minimalist or just fun playlist in general as you're decluttering your wardrobe or decluttering your kitchen, whatever space you're working on right now. Really have fun and create an atmosphere of fun. Maybe you create like some sticky notes with like, "You got this, girl," like some encouraging phrases that you post on the mirror or whatever room that you're decluttering. Like, have some fun with it. The last and final one, tip number 8, is to make a decluttering challenge with friends and family. So, you know, a lot of times we will like declutter on our own, which isn't as fun. So make a decluttering challenge of your own with your friends or family, whether that's like the 30-day minimalism game where you're both your friend are getting rid of like 1 item on the 1st of the month, 2 items on the 2nd of the month, 3 items on the 3rd of the month, and so on and so forth till the end of the month. Whatever challenge you're doing, make it fun. You know, even doing something where like the first person to clutter the most items and the other person has to like take them out to eat or has to like do something gross, or, you know, coming up with some sort of a reward system or like competitive thing. It helps to motivate you to continue going. So yeah, those are my 8 tips on how to overcome and to get out of a decluttering rut. I hope this video was of value to you all and that you gained a little bit of motivation in your decluttering journey. Thank you all so much for watching. I will see you all in the next one. Bye.